What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Self Spoken Podcast. I'm your host, Self Spoken Law, and I got my two co-hosts with me today. OddwOrld, say what up.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy OddwOrld.
Brotegé, say what's good.
Howdy.
What?
It's something different, man. Every time I'll be like, whatever.
Yeah. Switch it up.
Nah, you know what?
No,
Don't
every
do it
week
again.
now, make it a thing. Now.
Make it a thing, howdy?
Yeah, every
You know what? I'm going forward.
different thing every week.
Yeah. At least somebody appreciate it.
Listen, man, that wasn't it. Shit. I gotta be honest. But here we are, episode 6. It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
Yes,
We greatly apologize for the delays, scheduling issues between us. But besides that, how you guys been?
I've been good, man. What we'll get into today will basically be what my last 2 weeks have been. So, yeah. How about you, Josh? How you been?
Sort of similar. I've been good though. I've been trying to, distract my mind on other things besides just these two main things. But other than that, kick play. I'm doing alright.
Yeah.
How
And
about you, man?
of course.
Yeah.
I'm alright. Just I'm back in school, so that's fucking me up.
Rough.
And
We're over 2 minutes. Okay.
besides that, I've been doing some designs, of course. I've been practicing, link in the bio. I've been doing that, and just working on that. Also working on some music, and of course listening to these albums. I'm basically just doing everything
Right.
that I can to be productive.
Right.
Can't just drown myself. You gotta pace yourself. But I've been trying to just do everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, and here we are. Basically, what we're gonna talk about is, of course, Drake's Certified Love Boy, aka CLB, and Kanye West's Donda. We were supposed to talk about Donda, I believe, sometime last week or maybe the week before, but like we said, the scheduling issues, and CLB came out, so we're gonna talk about both. How we feel about one, how we feel about the other, and how they compare and contrast, and also if we have some time to talk about a few other things also.
Right. And, in all honesty, this 2 weeks I think gave us a really good time to sit down and let these albums marinate for a little bit. And there's news here and there that have come out from both albums, artists off both albums, producers off both albums. So
Yeah.
we'll get into some of that news as well and what we think about that.
Yeah. So, anything else before we go ahead and start?
No, I don't have anything.
Alrighty. So, first album we're gonna talk about, cause it's kind of an easier album to digest. Drake's Certified Lover Boy. How'd you guys feel? Just maybe like our first impressions, and then giving it a few more listens. Just how'd you feel? Just a quick summary of your feelings about the album overall.
So, my thing is, going into the album, I don't think there was any song in particular that surprised me. I was like, Drake did what Drake wanted to do, and that's Drake, right? He went down that, that line. And OVO, obviously, what I'll say is, straight up the production on this album was amazing. That's OVO and Six and all of them. They're just great. They're just amazing all around producers. So yeah, it was just Drake doing Drake and good and great production. That's just my, I guess, straightforward take of it. But I will go into more detail later.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, if I have to be honest, it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't I don't know, because how do you say, ever since Nothing Was the Same, I literally have not expected anything, from Drake. Nothing at all. A couple of things after that was hit or miss for me. Most of them were hits, and the rest was So this one especially, CLB, I didn't expect anything new, anything different. It just feels like the last few albums or so.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't personally think any much of it really. But you are right, the production, I like the production. I like how it went.
It's always
it was
great.
Really cool. It was really cool.
I liked it. I like the album. I'm not huge on it. I definitely don't love it. I don't hate it.
Right.
I like it. Like I'm kind of like sort of in the middle, and I don't know. I feel like it's kind of my fault. I think I did say that I had kind of expectations, but as the album roll out, well, there was barely any rollout in the first place. As the time went on and he was getting ready to drop it, I kind of lowered my expectations. So that was good that I did that, because if I had those same expectations going straight into that album, I would have been hella disappointed.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I just put that to the side and just appreciated what he gave us, and I think he gave us some solid music, some decent music, and I liked it. I think it was a pretty solid album. But and we're gonna talk about details, of course, and things of that nature.
So I mean, I'm gonna just get into one of my points that I was gonna make about this album was just, and this we'll go into detail with this as well. The fact that you say it's all right, it's it's okay, like and then you say like you didn't love it, like it's all right, it's average, whatever. That is my issue with this album. It's like OVO and Drake didn't really try anything new with this album. I think they attacked it from a very similar place as like the last couple projects that they made. I mean, and there's good and bad to that. The good, as we go into details with this, is Drake is very good at finding good artists. We've seen this in the past. Like, he's super good at finding good artists, other than, I don't know, maybe Smiley. Some Smiley likers out there might enjoy him. I don't like him, whatever. But other than that artist, a lot of the artists that he's found in the past and thrown on his albums are great. So my favorite parts of this album were the features doing their things, like the features being the features. 21 sounded great on this album.
21 is that
Future
nigga, yo.
sounded great on this album.
21 is that nigga, yo.
21 is definitely.
Yo, I don't know what it is about 21. It's so easy to like him.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like his personality or the way he raps. It's just so easy to like 21. Like
he's himself. He's genuine.
Yeah, like it's kind of like damn, like I'm a bash your head in the wall, or like it's like. It feels like
saying it's so smooth, like
like it kind of feels like it feels like bad bitch music, but for us, like if that makes sense. Like that's what it feels like. It's like that's for us, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's what it feels like.
I feel you though.
I mean he says it. He's not a rapper. He's from the streets. Like he's like and he just tells what he knows. He's just very genuine. He did great. I love that line, ain't no regular F-150, this a fucking Raptor, because those Raptors deserve more attention, bro. Ain't no regular F-150.
Yeah, man.
Clever stuff, though.
So now I think we're just about to go into a few of the songs, just how we feel about some of these tracks. We could start off with Champagne Poetry, the intro. Anybody want to start, or?
Well, for starters, if anyone hasn't heard the remix, so get out of the way first.
Of course.
Let's get that out the way.
Yeah.
Please listen to it. Hopefully he'll leave the link in the description. But Champagne Poetry, I actually heard this instrumental before the album came out. I forgot who.
Masego.
Masego.
It's Masego.
Yeah, Masego, something like that. Yeah, I heard his version first.
Uncle Sego.
That shit's fire.
He killed it.
Yeah. My friend showed it to me. I was like, oh, that's dope. So, then I was like kind of confused, like, whoa, where'd this come from? I'll be honest, I'm kind of annoyed with the fact that a lot of people didn't like really bangs with this until Drake hopped on it. And like, I'm gonna be honest, I know it probably got a little bit of good buzz, and I appreciate that, but like, it just kind of annoys me a little bit that it had to take Drake.
Yeah.
So put it like once again, Drake,
that.
and ain't no problem with that. That's recognition. That's recognition right there. But
she got it before.
Yeah, exactly. At the time, it's like, bro, you're getting recognized by somebody else. So that's like my smallest pet peeve. But he did his thing on it. He did do his thing on it. It was cool. It was cool to listen to.
I made a remix of that. I'm probably gonna link it in the description, maybe put a little snippet. So I think I bodied it or whatever, but
No, he don't think he did. He know he did.
oh Lord, don't do that.
Big difference. He know he bodied.
I don't like having a big head. Feel me? So
that's no big head.
but Drake, of course, he bodied this. I love the sample. Of course, Masego, Navajo. That song is fire, and I'm just glad that somebody used this sample. And to your point, that's just the industry. You know, that's just how it is.
I know.
Some people are just gonna be underrated, and
trust me,
I'm actually glad that now he's getting his shine, and people are like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna listen to his music. So I don't think it's so bad that he wasn't like hella famous where everybody knew his name. But now he's getting his buzz. He was known before, but whatever's gonna make you more known, I'm not mad at that at all. I appreciate Drake for using the sample, and I appreciate the fact that he's now gonna get his nice buzz off of it. And that the intro is just fire, and then you got the beat switch halfway through, and Drake was just flowing. He just sounded so calm and smooth and just comfortable. He really was just in the zone, and
he's just sitting on the beat.
And I just great intro for this album. It's a really
he set the
intro.
tone definitely. Like this was a great starter, and I really like that there was no drums. It was just like straight ride out, just and real quick, shout out to Meek, because in my personal opinion, Meek is the reason that you cannot bullshit on your intros. Ever since the Dreams and Nightmares intro, he didn't have drums for most of the intro. It was just him riding out on the beat, and it had to switch up, and he was just going crazy. I feel like ever since him, people have really tried to set the tone on the intros, and I just want to give a shout out to Meek. People got to give him credit for that, definitely. But yeah, just this intro was great. It was a perfect way, in my opinion, to start the album, man.
It gave me Over My Dead Body vibes from Take Care. Yeah, how he first started. It was
this was dope.
That type of vibe.
Yeah, and then to your point, also the Masego point, I guess Masego, because I was listening to the song a lot. I've been listening to Masego since Pink Polo EP, but like hearing that sample, I was actually really excited. I was like, yo, he knows how good this song is.
Yeah, that's
like that. It's a compliment almost
it is a compliment
to be able to make that album. So that I just thought it was the beat was fire, fantastic choice.
That song was fire.
This song right here, we gotta talk about this one, and we also gotta talk about him on the other album as well. Jay-Z featuring on OddwOrld. Didn't I call it? I was like, I would love to hear Jay-Z on this album, but I actually didn't expect it.
Yeah.
It was a real surprise.
On something with Drake again. That would be cool.
And I guess we got it.
Let me ask you this before anything. Do you think this song is better than Light Up, or does it hold up?
Oh, hell no. They will never top Light Up.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. Light Up was just excellent. They just, oh my God, and that Jay-Z verse, hoes turn their heads like, oh man, like, oh Lord, like, I don't know what to say about that song. That song was just excellent, and it was just Jay-Z having a new perspective, but Light Up is great. And
was the Throne a thing at that point?
I think so. It might have been around that time period. But yeah, OddwOrld. How'd you guys feel about this song now? I like this one. How do you guys feel about it?
Well, if I may be honest, I heard it twice, and I think it was exceptional. I think it was definitely exceptional. Yeah, there's not many lyrics I remember that I wanted to quote out, but regardless of anything, they both was exceptional. I mean, yes, they both were exceptional. No matter.
I got some of the lyrics right here if you want to.
Perfect.
Refresh your mind.
Nah, continue your point. Continue your point. I don't want to, that would make no sense. Like,
someone's reading an encyclopedia.
I mean, I think my thing with this song is like, if you put Jay-Z and Drake on a song, you expect it to be a good song, and this was a good song. I don't think there was anything crazy about it.
No.
I don't think there was anything bad about it.
No.
And you know, but that's a thing. It's a personal thing for me. Would have been like, yo, if I have Jay-Z on a song, if I'm Drake and I have Jay-Z on a song on call like that, I'm gonna experiment with him. I'm gonna throw him on something that'll bring him back to 02, 06 Jay-Z. Like, I would love to be able to bring the Jay-Z out of Jay-Z again. You know what I mean?
So you feel like he could have did some more, something.
I think they went OVO with this song.
They didn't go like the other
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They just went OVO.
Yeah.
You're right. That makes sense.
I think this was a pretty nice song. It was good.
It's a good song.
I like Jay-Z's verse, just how he, kind of talking about betrayal a little bit, talking about how he's grown and, people just not really knowing who he is anymore. I'm not that same person, so don't play with me type of thing. I don't know. This is kind of ironic how he's talking about, people kind of talking shit and betrayal on a Drake album when he was just on Kanye's album.
Pretty
that is kind of weird. I don't know.
That is pretty
I don't know
ironic.
the story behind that. That's hella coincidental, but I just think overall the song is solid, and you just got a solid Jay-Z verse right here. And I don't think Jay has had a whack verse since like 2000 and not even like since 1993, honestly.
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z, you're never gonna get bad. You're at least gonna get like a solid.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be spectacular every time, but you're at least gonna get a solid verse.
You won't get an L from Jay, bro.
And it's just nice icing on your album right there.
I tell you one thing, Drake definitely chose the dinner instead of the 500K.
He didn't need the 500K.
Bro, you're fucking stupid.
Like, he damn sure chose that dinner, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I guess,
Damn
you're right.
chose the dinner,
You're
bro.
100% right.
I'm not gonna lie. I pray that like we're blessed enough to ever meet Jay-Z. I just want to ask him like, yo, what if somebody came to you and said they dubbed 500K over this dinner? What would you say?
Yeah.
He probably would be like, hey, you stupid, man. Hey, yo, B.
Rock is in the building. Yo.
Hey, yo, bring him the bill, man. I don't got time for this.
All right.
But just this song overall nice.
Yeah.
Got a solid Drake verse, solid
Yeah.
Jay-Z verse, and I don't think there's anything to complain about with this one.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about Fair Trade featuring Travis Scott?
I didn't put that in there.
You didn't? I mean, I think it's interesting to talk about. Travis is on both albums, and both of the
Also.
songs that he's on are the like most popular songs on those albums.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's Travis. That's what I expected.
Yeah.
That's what I expected from Travis, of course.
All I was gonna say about Fair Trade was it sounds like a Travis song that Drake got on.
Mm-hmm.
Travis sounds very
Right.
He sounds very fluid on this beat,
Yeah.
and Drake, it works still. Drake works on it. You know what I mean? But like it sounds like a Travis. If it were a Travis song featuring Drake, I feel like it would be huge.
I get it. Because Travis just sonically improved so much from his earlier works, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just, he may not be obviously the best lyricist or whatever around, but when it comes to just pure music making and just experimenting and playing with sounds, he's super creative, super creative.
So then,
how you guys feel about Way Too Sexy?
I was just gonna say, the one with the
Too
video.
sexy for your girl, too sexy for the sir.
It was cool seeing Kawhi.
Yo,
Kawhi is one of those dudes in your friend group that is just
It's
there and
so-
it's just mad.
Yeah.
He say two words and then everybody just start cracking up. Like, yo,
Bro, is his
he's
hairline
hilarious.
actually like that? Did you see his hairline in the video?
It was like mad sharp and crisp.
No,
No.
What was wrong?
it was not. I feel like he could have had a better hairline for that video, bro.
I don't know. I wasn't checking out for that. Probably could have used a little enhancement, a little spray John. Yeah, how'd you guys feel about the track? And also the video, came out with a video basically the same day, I believe, or maybe a few days after. How'd you guys feel about that track? It's the biggest song right now. Oh, it just went number one.
Right,
It
right,
just went number one.
right.
So how you guys feel about that
Um,
song?
So I just want to say first off, congratulations to Young Thug for I think his third number one.
I did not know Young Thug had two other ones.
Right.
Me
That
either.
surprised the hell out
I
of me.
really did not
But-
know that.
Yeah.
And,
then
Future not
Future's
having one.
first number one.
Yeah.
I thought Mask Off, if
That's
anything,
surprising.
would have
Right.
reached there.
That's the
I
most
gotta
surprising
check,
thing
I
for
gotta
me.
check how high it went, but
Yeah.
I
I
think it was like
expect him
number
to-
3 or 4. on the chart.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I did not
I think-
expect him to have not a single one.
Yeah, I'm
before
just really
this.
surprised, bro.
Yeah.
Hmm?
But I mean, congrats to both of them.
Drake
What do
took
I-
9 spots. Oh my
Right.
god! Like,
Yeah.
I think he broke a record or something like that. 9
Yeah.
spots out of the top 10. That's outrageous. No matter how you put it.
But he still didn't break a record for most streams in the first week. Taylor
He
Swift
didn't.
still has that record.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We don't talk about Taylor Swift on this.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, like, it's crazy to think about how big that is.
Nah, that is
Yeah.
pretty
Like,
big.
that is just so
that's
crazy.
pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
But the song, I think the song is better with the video, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
Mhm.
The video is it's a fantastic video. It's so ridiculous. It's supposed to be stupid. So
Yeah,
it's great.
honestly, I didn't like the song that much until the video came out because it really enhanced it. It's kind of quirky, it's funny, you know, it's
Yeah, so
a
that's
play
why-
around song. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not huge on the song like everybody else is.
Mhm.
I'm really not. I don't know. It's
No, I can say the same thing.
I wouldn't call it corny. I get what they're trying to do. It's like a play around song. Like I'm
Right.
too sexy for this. I'm too sexy for that. But I don't know. For some reason, the song just wasn't hitting for that much for me until I saw the video. Then I learned to appreciate it more. But like just in general, I'm not huge off the song itself. I see why it caught on. I see why it reached number one. But just looking at it objectively as possible, I don't think it's like. I don't even think it's the best song on the album, much less one of Drake's best songs. If you ask
it's the
me.
biggest song on the album, but I agree,
Yeah.
it's not the best song on the album. Josh, how
Yeah.
you feel?
No, I literally agree with everything. Like when every single time I hear it on the radio or even before, I was just like silent. I was just like, okay, it's cool, just
Mm-hmm.
okay, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I definitely feel about that.
Yeah, it's if it comes on the club, it's cool.
Yeah. It'll be dope to hear like in like a party setting
Right.
or a
Yeah,
club type
right.
of setting. I think it'll be perfect for
Party
that
be
vibe.
lit, of
The
course, but
beat
like
once again, bro.
Yeah,
The-
just
I don't know. The sample is all right. We all know the sample from our childhood. If you haven't heard the original song from like a meme from your childhood or something like the internet from YouTube, like that's where I heard it from at least the first time. So like the sample, the I'm too sexy for my shirt, that one.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But like that's all right. But the bass and the drums and the pacing and everything else, the synths in the background, everything, it ties it all together so well. It ties that sample together so well.
No, you're right. You're right.
No friends in the industry. This song is hard. This is one of my
Yeah.
favorite songs on here because he was bringing back that if you're reading this, it's too late energy. You know that delivery I'm talking about? That when he goes into that
Yeah,
delivery, when he
yeah.
goes into that mode,
Bro,
Drake
different
is
scenery, yeah.
unstoppable. And if you're reading this, it's too late. Even though it's considered what a mixtape or that shit's an album. to
That's
me,
my favorite album by him.
I get it.
Bro.
No.
If it's not his best,
is
it may not be maybe not his best. It's at least top 3 bare minimum.
Mhm.
That project is hard. It's fire on all
And
fronts.
that was a surprise one too. Like
Yeah.
like no advertising,
Yeah.
none of that shit. He just dropped it and said, "Yo, take
Yep.
this," and that shit went hard.
And that album is so fire, and I'm glad that he kept up this delivery in this track. This track is nice, man. It's just the
Yeah.
stuff he was saying, the way he was coming, he was bringing the
Yeah.
energy on the song, and this is the Drake that I like when he's just
Snapping.
going off.
Yeah.
There's two lanes that Drake attacks, kind of the calm, smooth lane, and that works. But I feel like that energy wouldn't work for an entire project. If he's just calm and chilling on the whole album, I don't think it works like that. When he has a track where he goes off like this, where he's having that energy, letting you know, like, yo, I'm in your face, I'm going crazy. I feel like that's what brings out the versatility in the album when he has these different deliveries on the track.
Yeah, I know what you mean, bro. And I just say, man, he's not. It ain't my favorite on the record. I really don't have any favorite songs on the record. I'm sorry, but that does stand out to me the most because it did give me some of that vibe too. I just personally like when Drake snap. It's either if he sing about love or if he snap. Just like the
Yeah, I don't have much to say about this song other than what you guys just said. So
yeah, there's no other
old Drake reminds me of, it reminds me of a time where he was sitting down in the lab and writing in his notebook.
Yeah.
So real quick, I just want to talk about how, before we get to the Bridle Path, obviously, I want to talk about 3 songs real quick. IMY2, Fountains, and Yebba's Heartbreak off this album, and why these 3 songs kind of define this album for me. And not in the sense of like they're the best 3 songs on the album, or that, when you think this album, you'll think of these 3 songs. But these 3 songs feel like a Kid Cudi song, a Tems song, and a Yebba song with Drake's name on them. Like, I Miss You Too kind of brought out, I didn't get the same feeling of this old Cudi, but it definitely brought out that old Cudi sound. You listen to it, I hear old Cudi.
It's real dope to hear that they made up too.
Yeah, for sure.
That was dope.
Because beef is always made bigger than it is.
Yeah.
The Tems song is amazing. I love it. But once again, when Drake's parts come around, I kind of lose my feeling for that song, and then Tems comes back in, and I'm like, yeah. And then Yebba's Heartbreak is just beautiful, but I have no idea what Drake had to do with that song at all.
Was he even on it?
No.
He likes to do those things on the album where he just has the person there.
Yeah.
Like he did with Kendrick.
I was just about to say that.
Buried Alive.
Yeah.
When he didn't even say anything. It was basically a Kendrick song, but he had it on his album. He likes to do things like that sometimes where he just has the person just rapping. He did it with Skepta. He did it with a couple people, and I think that's kind of dope. I guess it's kind of giving them shine or whatever, and it may give the album a different feel. Maybe the placement works, but mention your remix, my guy.
Oh yeah, Yebba's Heartbreak, OddwOrld remix is out. It's just an instrumental, but I think it's really good. It's my favorite part of the song, and I turned it into an EDM version. So it's being sent around actually to a couple of people right now, so I might be able to get it mixed in clubs, and we'll see.
Okay.
I'll be hyped. I'll be hyped if I get some videos of people playing that. But yeah, I appreciate if you check that out.
I see no niggas in the club saying, "Yeah, play that album."
Hey, we gonna pray on it. We gonna make it happen. We gonna work hard.
Out in Europe,
we
bro.
gonna make it happen. Those
back alley house.
Go crazy.
Hell yeah. Oh my goodness, bro.
All right.
7 a.m. on Bridle Path.
Yep.
Drake always goes crazy on an AM PM track.
I was just about to say that, bro. Every single fucking AM PM song, hit. My favorite, 5 a.m. in Toronto. That nigga snapped.
That might be his best one.
That honestly
might be his best one.
Yeah.
In my opinion, though, what's next is 9 a.m. in Dallas. To me, 9 a.m. in Dallas is.
This one's hard.
But yeah, 7 a.m. Yeah, that's on the way.
He was talking. Anybody want to start? Y'all want me to like?
Go straight into it, bro.
He was talking his shit, yo. He was like, "Yo, I put you on the Gildan if you play in my seat." I was like, "God damn."
Bro,
I was like, shit.
He's sick. He was sick of the bullshit. This song is the reason this album was made, bro. So he could put this song in the middle and be like, yeah, this whole song is just a diss to everyone that like I don't fuck with.
Yeah, like this how you feel, bro?
He was saying, he was saying some shit, yo. When I heard that Gildan line, I was like, oh nah, bro. I've never heard Drake talk this like aggressively ever. I did not expect that from him. Yeah. And we got Casper in here apparently.
Yeah, you heard that too, right?
But
I guess they don't like this record.
Yeah, and of course you guys know that meme where Drake was writing hard to put in a Antetokounmpo line somewhere.
Yeah.
And here we are. You could keep it a buck like Antetokounmpo. Nice little line right there.
Yeah.
And obviously, we was talking about the Kanye situation, how he sent his address out, and he was basically like, yo, spin the crib, see what happens. And, you know, he was really sending shots. And I feel like this song was just a statement like, yo, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. I'm going to just let it all out type of thing, you know? That's what it felt like to me. This song, he's always going crazy on us. On the AM PM tracks, I don't think he's ever disappointed on one.
No, he ain't disappointed.
Yeah.
The AM PM tracks hit way too different, bro. Way too different.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Oh no, bro, you just exploited literally one.
I mean, I don't really know.
I mean, I guess we just moving. I guess we just keeping it moving.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about other than like,
nothing,
if you don't know who this song was directed at, then like,
there's no point in it. You know,
then do some more research.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I guess we just could keep moving, and then we could talk about Knife Talk real quick. We talk about Knife Talk real quick.
Yeah, sure.
I would say one of the more quotable 21 Savage verses of recent, but honestly, what 21 Savage verse is not quotable? He's a great writer. Like he knows.
KKK because my chopper hate niggas. Ugh, that's a bar.
Bro, he literally did music for Mortal Kombat and like like he's great. I love this song. Is
I really wish we started this when the off season was out, because the verse he did on the off season, it was dope too, man.
Yeah,
just a nice solid song, banger.
It's just, I think we can all just say that. In my opinion, I'm just gonna say that was his song. I would personally say
what?
21.
Knife Talk?
Yeah.
I agree. He stole the show. That's his lane. That's his thing.
That's his song right there.
It's really hard to beat 21 in that
There's
direction.
a lot of songs where the feature, it sounds like it's the feature
song and not Drake.
Featuring Drake. And then when Drake comes in, it's like Drake being Drake. Not really catering to his features. You know, like,
I know what you,
that's just this album for me. That's this album.
So when we get into...
Not bad though.
When we get into those details, we're gonna talk about like the real ins and outs in our real personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be, you know, kind of decent time now to get into Donda.
Yeah, for sure.
Very long album.
Yep.
Exhausting. Like there's 3 songs with like part 2s, and it was literally the same song but with an extra verse. It's just album's long as hell. Like
this album's really long, and it suffers from an itis where like there's a lot of songs that are not going on my personal playlists, and you know, just because, not that it's songs that Kanye wanted to get out there, but they're like semi filler for me. Like
I get that.
Yeah, not songs that I can really place into any genre or category other than like gospel or something, you know.
How you feel about just like the product overall? First listen, couple listens after.
I was talking to a couple of my homeboys. Obviously, they hold this album to Jesus level. And it's, I guess, understandable why, since it is, you know, it does have a little bit of gospel kick to it. But I don't know. I personally could not like really get a good vibe out of it. You know, there are good songs on the record. I'm not bashing the record. For anyone who thinks that, I'm not bashing the record, I promise. The album, to me, honestly, is just mid. That's it. But regardless of anything, I will not stray from the fact that it had good features. The production was fucking fire. I think the production was just fucking fire. Features, production, just the overall, you know, sense behind the album was great.
Right.
It was great. But the album itself, the final production,
I don't agree with it being mid at all. That's just me. I appreciate how he was trying a lot. The album is messy. That's one thing I will say. This album is messy, but I appreciate it for what it is, and I think the highlights overshadow, you know, the negative aspects of it.
Right.
And if you guys want to just go ahead straight into the tracks now,
we
could start off with Jail featuring Hove, of course. Now, how do you guys feel about Jay-Z's performance on this versus the Drake album? How do you feel about which song he kind of came harder on? But we could talk about this but how do you feel about how he came on each one?
Okay, so I think in terms of flow, energy, and all that, the Drake song.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in what Kanye wanted him to do, he did on this song.
Mm-hmm.
That I think defines this album. I think Kanye got his features, specifically, Jay-Z in this song, to do what he wanted them to do on this song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he really directed his features well.
That's dope. And just this might be the return of the throne line. I think we talked about that in episode 2.
Yeah, how we wanted something like that to happen.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah. But yeah, that was interesting to hear.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I mean, even after all that, though, like, this won't be I don't know if I'm putting this song on my playlist.
I get that.
No, I'm not. I'm not what?
Nah, you don't want to talk about the track?
Oh, no. What you stated, what y'all said is cool. Like,
I know what song is going on my playlist though. We off the grid. This for my kids for when my kids had kids. Please let me talk about this song. Let me talk about this song.
Fivio.
First of all, Fivio's verse, he was rapping like his Crip flag was on the line, yo. My boy Favi, oh my god, yo.
Get a load of this guy.
Favi's verse needs to be the new national anthem. The old one, that shit's outdated. It came out of 1770 something. Leave that shit alone. We about to make Favi's verse the national anthem. When I was in jail, I was low key. Shout out to supporters that wrote me, eat full workout and go to sleep. I'm praying he carry me both feet. Tell me that's not national anthem worthy right there. That's just
national anthem worthy, bro.
Okay, jokes aside, Favi killed this verse. I don't think anybody expected a verse from him like this.
Yeah.
And
bro, he rapped for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I didn't know he was capable of rapping for that long. Like, this is no disrespect to Favi. Obviously, Brooklyn head. We all from Brooklyn. You know, shout out to the Brooklyn dudes. But I just didn't expect this vocabulary from him. I didn't expect the subject matter from him. I didn't expect any of this.
Just literally anything and everything that he had put on that record was not expected at all.
It was just him talking about, obviously, like you said, Kanye wanted people to talk about God. Of course, he's talking about God. And it was just, the flow on there was stupid. Mm-hmm. And just having multi-syllables. I got a new ceiling with a chimney. I got a few niggas want to finish me. Got to move different you in the industry. Just little cadences like that. And just the syllable pattern. I really enjoy just things like that. Just the way you structure your lines. The amount of syllables that rhyme. And towards the end, where he was saying, if you got a name, you gotta protect it. If you got a voice, you gotta protect it. If you give me shot, you gotta electric. Yo, I'm Cody Zaza. That's my favorite verse on the album. But just Favi, man, he just really did his thing, and I'm so glad that he's getting that shine on social media. For a good couple of days, people were going crazy over that verse.
Yeah,
this is definitely one of the best verses on the album.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah. I'm really happy he deserved it. He stepped it up. He did his thing. Carti.
Playboi Carti's on the song.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't see his place on this song. No disrespect to Carti, but I don't see what he contributed to the song. Yeah. I don't get it. He was on the first end of the song.
Just passed?
Maybe.
Yeah, that nigga birthday was like a day or two ago.
Yeah. Bro, I love Carti. And he did not belong on this song. I love Carti. Beef is my favorite Carti song though. Like from way back.
Who got beef with me?
Yeah. But I don't know.
So vivid in my mind, bro.
Fivio and I mean Kanye.
And the beat switched. I forgot about the beat switch and then how it switched to drill when Favi came. Oh man. I feel like this song was structured for Ye and Favi.
Yes, Kanye was like, yo, I have Fivio Foreign in the studio. This is a drill song. And so turn it into a drill song. I don't care what you have to do. Turn this into a drill song. So I love that about Kanye.
In Kanye's verse.
Yeah.
This might be Kanye's just as overall rapping, this just might be his best verse on the song. I think he was trying to keep that energy up with Favi. It actually wasn't there. I think it was a recent addition because the last show in Chicago he played this and everybody was like, "Oh shit, when did this come around?"
Oh,
Because
really?
the first show he played the song, but his verse was not on it.
Gotcha.
So it definitely was a late addition, but I'm glad that he did that because
That was great.
Kanye he was bringing that energy. He
Mhm.
like I said, he had a lot of different flow switches. Those are drill flows right there. Those are like Brooklyn flows that he was coming with, and I really enjoyed Kanye and Fivio's verse, man. This song's just hard, yo.
Yeah, straight up.
I'm telling you, please.
Straight up. This is the like hardest song on this album. This is the hardest
I
song.
agree.
I would say like Praise God is probably number 2, but this is number 1.
Please make a petition to make Fivio's verse the new national anthem. Please, please, please.
We'll start that petition and then we'll link it to you guys.
Yes. It'll probably be in the description or it'll be on our Instagram somewhere, but we gonna start it.
Boy, you know,
Yeah, and just to round this whole thing out, Fivio said that he wants Kanye to produce his whole next album. I don't think it's gonna happen. I would love for it to happen, but
That would be
If
hard.
anything's I mean, Kanye but I hope Kanye realizes that this song is like popping on that
Yeah.
album. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, if that's the case by all the popularity and stuff,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, man, you know, I'll produce the next album for sure.
that's true. Maybe he'll do one of those 7-song albums that he did with Nas, Cudi, and
Yeah,
all those.
That would be hard.
yeah.
Moon. Just I have it written down here. Obviously, y'all can't
Oh,
see
it's-
it. Literally, what I wrote is just beautiful vocals because this shit was fucking beautiful.
Bro, Don
This is
Toliver.
beautiful. I did not know he had vocal
Oh
range.
my
like that.
god.
No,
I knew he could sing, but that was just. But
I
that
know,
was.
I knew
oh,
that.
I knew he had a range.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was just
It hit different.
angelic.
Him not over a trap beat, over something like this was really different and just great. Different in such a good way. In such a good way.
Like it was
Showing
it was
off his
just,
skills. Showing off his skills.
You gotta shed a real nigga tear to them singing, yo.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Not
And-
much to talk about on this song other than amazing production,
just-
and Don Toliver is just Don Toliver is so much more angelic of a voice than we believed that he
Yeah.
had. Or that we knew that he had.
Yeah,
Cudi,
he got
man.
one.
How y'all forget about my guy Cudi?
Oh,
He's on this.
bro. I don't know. I think it was Don Toliver. Just
He kind of
slapped
did
me
steal
in
the
the
show a
face.
little bit.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
I feel like maybe Cudi should have been on something else, but just by how this record went.
Nah, I think Cudi sounded good.
He
No,
sounded
he
he
did,
fit here.
But like I want, like you know how high most of us put Cudi. I feel
Oh.
like
Right.
if he had his own space,
exactly,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
had
yeah.
his own type of
That's
space,
a good
own
point.
record, bro. Cause you know how it is, bro.
I
You
get
be
it.
sleeping on Cudi most of the time, and he's just a fantastic artist, bro.
Yeah.
Way too fucking fantastic.
Bro, shouts out to all these artists getting these double features on both these
Yeah,
big ass
Yeah,
albums.
man.
That's crazy.
It takes a lot, bro.
Who is it? It's Travis, Cudi,
Lil
Lil Baby,
Jay.
Jay-Z.
The baby.
No, the baby
The-
was
Oh,
supposed.
the part two.
The-
The part
The
two
baby's
still
not on CLB. He's on CLB, right?
Oh no! Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry, my fault.
I think that's it. I think that's those 4 guys.
Yeah.
You meant the
Dude,
double
but that's
shit
just
on
mad
that.
funny that those 4 guys were on both albums.
That's cool.
Hurricane is hard.
Hurricane is huge right now.
The
It
Weeknd,
is-
man, just
Hurricane is currently the biggest, the most streamed song off both albums. Numbers wise. Not fastest growing. It's Way Too Sexy will probably outgrow this song by the end of tonight or tomorrow.
okay.
But just
But
because
it just has the most right now.
because it had those extra 3 days.
Oh, okay.
So Hurricane is currently the number 1. So as we are speaking right now, it's at 70 mil.
Okay.
That song's hard.
And
son.
if I'm not mistaken, Way Too Sexy is at 60 something.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of.
Way Too Sexy is at 54. The Travis Scott song is the biggest song, and Girls Want Girls at 60 mil.
Okay.
So there's more songs at 60 mil on that album, but currently the biggest song out of both albums is Hurricane. So with that being said, do you think it deserves that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know something? I really take Lil Baby for granted. I low key do. I will admit that right now. Cause like,
I get that.
Lil Baby is one of the hardest rappers out.
Yeah, he that nigga do be snapping, bro. And I be overlooking it. I be listening to this nigga like, oh, alright, cool. But then like, as of recent, even before the albums came out, I was like, oh shit.
Even Andre 3000.
Yeah, Andre.
Even Andre 3000, like, yo, I want to work with Lil Baby.
Yeah.
I want to work with a couple other people.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me because even some guys maybe a little older than us, you know, guys that don't appreciate this generation or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like saying the word old heads, but you know, those guys don't like Lil Baby. But even the legends in the game are saying, yo, Lil Baby's one of the hardest rappers out right now. Lil Baby's one of the best rappers right now. And some people are still not appreciating him. They still don't see his talent. That's just crazy to me, man.
I think we're all gonna be missing, like, we are taking Lil Baby for granted. Even if you're not taking Lil Baby for granted right now, like, let's say, you know, Lil Baby he doesn't like making music. You know, God forbid he doesn't like making music like he does nowadays in the future. We're all gonna be like, oh my God, we just lost like the pinnacle of, you know, our game right now, and we don't. It sucks because a lot of times you don't appreciate it when it's there.
You know what I feel like it is? Lil Baby delivers quality so consistently that you think it's regular when it's not.
Yeah.
To be putting out quality verses time and time again, no matter who features you, no matter who's on your song, to keep delivering quality is impressive. And we just hear, we're like, oh, this is a nice song, this is a solid song, but we're not appreciating the quality that goes into that. Time and time again, Lil Baby has delivered on his verses and on his songs. I have one tiny nitpick though.
With what?
His verse.
Okay.
I don't like that effect. Like and I think it's just his voice, but his voice kind of slurs. Yeah. So the slur of his voice combined with that effect, I don't think it's sonically pleasing. Because he's used that effect a few times, and sometimes to me it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't feel like he should have had that effect on his voice. Because it kind of muddies up
it's some kind of chorus or something like that, right? Yeah, like some filter.
It's not auto-tune. I'm not an engineer. I'm not too good with effects, but that effect specifically, I feel like should not have been on this verse. The verse is hard. Yeah. Like the lines, the flow, everything was hard. It was just that effect I didn't like that much.
I don't know. I didn't really worry about the effect too much. I was too I was just too busy with the flow and the verse, etc.
The Weeknd is on the song. He opens the song, correct?
More beautiful vocals.
I was gonna say, I think that is another case of Kanye making The Weeknd do what he wanted him to do. He opened this. How Kanye was like the director, the choir, the choir leader, during this whole album. So that's great.
Or whatever.
And his verse was dope too.
Yeah. And that's a pop song, in my eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just highlight "Praise God" real quick. That's Kanye, Travis, and Keem. I like this Travis verse more than the one that was on CLB. But I mean, in all honesty, if we want to talk about a highlight of this song, it's Keem. I think Keem had the #1 song on the top 100 while this album was out with Kendrick. And he's also on this song, and this verse is ridiculous.
He's on fire right now.
He's on fire. I think he's set to be... I'm not going to say the next anything, but I'm going to say he's set to be the next, I think, artist of the next young artist to really make it big.
I know what you mean, bro.
Him and Don Toliver, two young artists that I think of that cemented themselves very early in their career with just how unique their styles are and whatnot. So I'm happy, bro. This is my favorite song on the album. So I play this song a lot.
We off the grid.
You can't get off the Fivio.
I can't get off that song, man. That's my shit, yo.
It's understandable.
Jesus Lord. I want to talk about part 2 because, like I said, a lot of these songs have part 2 to them, but I want to talk about part 2 because the locks are on part 2. So Kanye's verse was interesting. He was kind of saying a story on that. basically the story was obviously little brother died, mom struggling in the house, she's struggling to cope with that. The older brother is not happy, obviously, that his brother died. The sister in the house, she got pregnant young, she don't got money for an abortion, so she's having a baby shower. The father of her child isn't there. And then the older brother, he decides that, I'm gonna go ride out for my younger brother. I'm gonna go find the people that killed him. And I really like this verse because it was kind of explaining a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
This cycle is never ending. I'm sure that Kanye, like I said, being from Chicago, has seen a lot of things like that. People killing each other, young mothers not having the father in their life. I'm not sure. Maybe he was a single. Maybe his mom was a single mother.
Yeah.
So this was just a really nice story. I like how tight knit it is, and just how he connected it. And Jay Electronica's verse, man, he was just.
I miss Jada, bro. I'm Jada. What the fuck? I miss Jay Electronica, man.
Everyone does.
Yes.
Everyone does.
Yes, I think my favorite record by that fan is Exit B. I can't remember what
C.
Exhibit C.
Exit C, yeah.
Exhibit C.
Pretty
Exhibit
sure
A is Exhibit A and C.
Yeah.
Are like the two ones that are
everybody
much
knows.
loved.
I'm pretty sure C is probably everybody's favorite.
Yeah,
Jay
C is
Electronica
ridiculous.
verse.
He even references C in his verse with the
So different.
with the beginning of his verse where he goes, let me see, J Electronica, like with the, because he goes J Electronica in Exhibit C, bro. He's one of the best writers that got locked down by someone who was just, by his wife, who was just so rich that he didn't want to do anything, like make any music or anything like that.
I didn't even know about that. So his wife is rich or something?
He married a Wollstonecraft, I think, which is like one of the richest families in the world.
Oh, wow.
Let me confirm that.
Okay.
Rothschild. He married a Rothschild, not a Wollstonecraft. Sorry.
So that's another.
Roth. Let me see. The Rothschild. Yeah, they're royalty.
You said they was royalty?
They're royalty.
Okay, so
he married royalty.
Alright, so that makes, well, I don't like the fact that that's, stopping him from, making a little bit of music and shit, but.
I mean, I don't know if that's the real reason or not, but it's a reason that could easily be tied back to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's not like he's been making bad music. He just hasn't been making music. And he's been called out for it by Kanye, by Lupe, by a bunch of Chicago heads.
I feel like there was a lot of missed potential. Like, lyrically, he's one of the greatest
He's
rappers
amazing.
ever. But
He's so amazing.
the lack of projects is just, it doesn't help his case, because you got to look at all aspects.
Yeah.
Musicality, lyricism, your projects, and he only has really one. And I think it was a Lucy after his debut album. So,
yeah.
But this verse was just crazy. The flow on it, the subject matter, the rhyme scheme. This
I'm
verse
happy
was excellent.
oh my god, I'm so happy he's on a Kanye song. I'm so happy they settled that beef. Like,
They had beef.
It's not even that they had
Why
beef.
the hell everybody got beef,
It's
bro?
not even that they had beef. It's a lot of people had beef with Jay Electronica because he had all this skill and wasn't doing anything. And then still referred to himself as a great in the
he don't a lot of people didn't like the fact that he solidified himself like that when they all know he's good, he got the good talent, but bro, you're not doing anything to continue proving that.
Right.
So you just saying that one thing is bro, just.
So him being on the song means that not only did people reach out to him because they wanted to talk to him, as he accepted and taught and was able to talk through what he said in the past and all that stuff. That's why it's so big to me. That's why Jay Electronica on this album is so big to me. But
shit, you say you glad to hear Jay and Kanye. I'm just glad to hear this nigga on something.
On anything, yeah.
I'm just glad to hear this nigga on something.
No, you're right. You're 100% right.
You know a lot.
Yeah.
And the Locks, man, just did their thing. You got Sheik. You got Jada. Yo, Jada has one of the best
Bro,
voices in rap, man.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah, and you have
it's just so infectious.
that we like us three will never say anything bad about the Locks.
Nah, I can't find anything bad about these niggas.
Especially after that verses, man.
Yeah.
Their spot is cemented.
Yeah.
But
to this day, I try so hard to do that fucking laugh.
Close enough.
It hurts.
Close enough.
My son Jason, but I think he do it. But it shit ain't tight. But yeah,
Close
man.
enough.
Yeah, man.
Nah, but I think that's basically all the songs that we want to talk about.
Yeah, man.
Just
a lot of material.
Mm-hmm.
So now, how would we compare and also contrast CLB and Donda now?
You want to go first? Any takers?
Yeah,
Like, I was looking at me like I should go first.
Yeah, nigga.
Bro, if you want to go first.
I was just asking.
Well, I know your thoughts are very concrete. In
yeah,
your thoughts about
I just get it out the way. Yeah. So, is it like a final thoughts you're asking? Or
Not
just,
final.
how
are they similar and how are they different?
All right, okay, the contrast,
we good.
So to contrast it, I like Kanye's was a gospel kind of album that just went into a whole different direction that he planned like very well. Like it came out well, not good enough for me to sit here and say the best album of all time. No, but good enough to where like he did something different. He made out to do something, and he actually did it. And with everybody that came in the record, in all the records or anything, it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I had no issue with it. It's just while Drake on the other hand, it's same material as any other previous project that he's done, and I already said I wasn't looking for anything different. I already had no expectations. I just figured it was going to be a Drake album, like what he has been producing for the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, whatever. That's Drake. That's cool. But to compare, I see a small amount of comparison, obviously with the features. The features they had, was practically sort of the same people. And I feel like what they did together is put good talent on there that we definitely did not really expect to come along in neither of the projects. So it's like I enjoyed the fact that you got upcomers, niggas that been here for a while. Jay obviously on both sides. It's just like it was incredible.
Yeah,
it was incredible to see that. So like I said, they both did their thing when it came to features and just talent overall. Like that's how I compare it. But to contrast it, it's just
overall
Drake did his same thing. Kanye did something different.
And not your two favorite albums.
No.
Yeah, by any means. No. I have very similar feelings. What I will say is, in context, these albums are a little different. So if you're trying to look at the messages behind these albums, Kanye made an album that was for his mother and all. It was very deep and it was very personal. So I don't think it's right to expect crazy bangers off this album or anything. Not that any of us were, but I think it's when you give it context. I think Kanye did what he wanted to do with this album, and so in terms of that, I like that. I enjoyed it. I think Donda being so deep and Donda being, I think what Kanye just needed to get out of his system is great for music. CLB, I feel, is also good. Not great by any means, but it's also it's OVO. Like, if you want to listen to OVO, if I had to give you a definition of what OVO is, I'll just give you that album. Like, there's not much experimentation, but what OVO does great, they did amazing on this album. The production and the features were amazing. So I think the features make CLB for me, and they honestly make both of them for me. I guess that's my comparison for them, is that the features on both of these were great. I just think the features on Drake's album were allowed to do more stuff by themselves, and Kanye and the ones on Kanye album, Kanye asked them to do more personally. And that's basically that my compare and contrast of these albums.
Yeah, I basically agree with everything you guys are saying. Sonically, these albums couldn't be any more different.
They're so different. So
Kanye
different.
obviously being extremely experimental, and Drake kind of staying in his comfort zone. You know, we know what Drake does. Drake does, he does a couple hard songs, he does some bangers, he does some kind of love songs, he does some of the island stuff. And on the other hand, you have a lot of experimental. You also got some bangers on there, but you got a touch of gospel with it also. There was a lot of things that Kanye, I feel like, was willing to do, but Drake wasn't. And as far as the features, these are two very stacked albums, and these features really enhance the project. So I feel like every feature did what they were supposed to do. But I agree with what you said, that Kanye may have had an influence on his features, while Drake may have just said, just do your thing, just do what you do. So that's where the difference lies to me. Sonically, they're extremely different. Kanye may have asked for more of his features, but as far as like similarities, both these albums, just to get out the way, both these albums are long as hell. Especially Kanye's 26 songs. That is a very extensive project. 27. So that's basically an album with a deluxe. Yeah. He did all that in one go. So it was very extensive. And Drake's album was pretty long too, at 21 songs. So both of these albums
was that was the pet peeve I had. One of the biggest pet peeves I had with both albums is the one. I almost forgot to mention this because, as you were saying, like it does give off a deluxe vibe, and that'd be cool like later down the line. But just to have it all come out together like that collectively, it's like.
Yeah, that's true. Donda does feel very like a deluxe. It with all the part twos and all that stuff.
If he released it like some and then the rest like a deluxe album, then I feel like it would have been easier digestible. But 27 songs in one go is hard to listen to all that. Appreciate it at once.
Yeah. And speaking of digesting, I think CLB is way easier to digest than Donda is.
Agreed.
It's a very mainstream album, I think. So if you're looking for one of them, just to like run to or dance to or whatever, I would say CLB is your
definitely.
Yeah.
So probably our final points. Which album do you prefer more and why? And this will be an opportunity to, I guess, praise one album. Well, praise both albums, to also lay out your issues with said album. So which album did you prefer? Why? What are your issues with some of the albums? What are your praises for some of the albums? And et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, for me, this was a really rough decision. I switched back and forth on which one I liked more a lot. And that's only because on first listen I was like, I don't really like Donda that much. It's a little too gospel for me, whatever. Second listen, I was like, Kanye did what he wanted to do on this album. I like Donda more. It means more to him. It blah blah blah. All this. Third listen, I still like Donda more. I still like Donda more than CLB. However, I think what CLB did was showcase talent in a very good way. And Donda did it as well, but like I would have never known who Yebba was unless Drake threw her on a song by herself. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. I like Donda because of its innovation. I think if there's one thing I can kind of knack on CLB for, it's the lack of innovation for me. It's that copy paste kind of OVO sound that came with a lot of the songs. And I think Kanye just did a better job of experimenting with what he had and using what he had, millions and millions of dollars of stuff. He used all of it. So
if I was allowed to be brutally honest, I would go with neither. And that is just my personal opinion.
Pick one, nigga. What the fuck? Pick one. Pick one. We not doing that here. You pick one. You're not crazy about either albums. I get that, but you have to pick one. Which one do you prefer?
Neither. But if I had to fucking choose, Mr. Impatient over here, if I had to really choose, then it would be Donda. Why I say Donda? Because I like a different. I like change. CLB doesn't give change.
Yeah.
CLB gives the same content. So that's why it's like it's cool to listen to. It is still mainstream, but I just personally prefer the change, the experiments, just what he set out to do and actually did it. Like I love what Drake did with all the talent on that side, but with Donda it was like a different aspect. It's just a very different aspect. I fucks with it for that. That's it though.
I definitely do agree with you guys. I definitely prefer Donda, and obviously the experimentation. It does get a little sloppy at times, and that also goes into the length. Both these albums are way too long.
Mm-hmm.
There could have been 5 songs out of each that were cut off.
And CLB was rushed, so that goes a little bit of the audio.
It was rushed, yeah.
So, but the reason I prefer Donda is because he definitely was being a little more experimental. In execution, some of the songs could have been a little better, but as an overall product, it was really different. And I appreciate the fact that Kanye always sounds different on almost every single album that he puts out. This sounds nothing like his older albums. Yeezus sounds different from any other Kanye album. 808s and Heartbreak sounds completely different. This sounds completely different. Dark Twisted Fantasy sounds completely different. Almost every single Kanye song sounds different. So that's what I appreciate about Kanye. Musically, to me, he's one of the greatest rappers ever. You could consider him the greatest when it comes to just music versatility and trying different sounds. I really appreciate that on this album. And just my main knacks on it, just the length, and also it's just a lot that was going on certain songs. There were too many songs. Some songs had part 2s. You could have just released one part or whatever. Yeah. So this is too long. And it's the same thing with Drake, kind of too long, but also just the lack of experimentation, man. It was just, the main difference is, to me, I see myself listening, I see people in general listening to CLB more now, but as far as long term, I see Donda lasting more just because of the innovation. And to me, Drake didn't bring anything new. Honestly, if you want me to be completely honest, even Dark Lane Demo Tapes was more versatile than this. Dark Lane Demo Tapes, he had a drill song, he had some of his chill songs, he was rapping, talking his shit, he had his banger. Even Tootsie Slide, yeah, it was a little, I guess you could call it corny or whatever. It was a little, what is it?
Tootsie Slide.
Tootsie Roll, Tootsie, whatever. Same shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a little TikTok-y, it was a little gimmicky, but even that was something different compared to this album. And the reason that disappoints me is I feel like everybody was expecting, this was gonna be the album that really defines Drake. Everybody was looking at this album like, yo, Drake, this is the one for you to really put your staple into the game. Now, Drake's influence is heard everywhere. I'm pretty sure we all can agree that Drake is one of the biggest rappers probably ever as far as name and as far as fame or whatever. But I feel like this album was supposed to be the one. Maybe even if it wasn't a quote-unquote classic, it even had to be a classic. But just an album to prove that Drake was one of the best. And I don't think this album does that. No. And in all honesty, I don't think Drake's albums are gonna get much better from here. I think this is it. I think Drake reached his ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna get much better than this.
Shit.
I don't think he's even interested in doing much better than this, honestly.
I think that's interesting because he was just on a Trippie Redd song. That's where the initial, that initial diss that led Kanye to putting his address out there came from. So, I mean, I don't know. For Drake to make up with Trippie Redd after 4 years of, I don't know if you guys know this, not really beef, but...
He was supposed to be on God's plan, but...
Trippie was supposed to be on God's plan, originally. and and then Trippie's DJ or producer played it at a club before the song came out.
Ooh.
And then Drake took him off the song.
Mm.
And then so for the last 3-4 years or whatever, Trippie and Drake didn't make anything. They didn't talk to each other, didn't do anything together. And then, this comes around and Trippie has Drake on his album. So I think I don't know what Drake is getting into. I don't know what he's not. I don't know. It's just interesting. The way he's moving is just very interesting to me right now.
I mean, well, I'm kind of glad he wasn't on the record because look at how the song is now.
Yeah.
I mean, not for nothing. I'd rather hear it, but like just by how the song went, not better than he ain't on it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff with Drake. I don't know if you know who. I mean, I don't want to get into that. That's too long. But Drake has had opportunities to sign and use a lot of young and up and coming artists, and he just didn't do it. And those artists became big on their own, anyways. So it's kind of interesting to see. Who knows? What if Drake starts his own label and starts recruiting actual other than Smiley, starts recruiting actual artists and rappers and stuff like that. Where can his view for talent now take him? So I think that's one way to look at it, I guess.
I actually just thought about another issue with that album, actually. There was a lot of conflicting subject matter in that song. In that album. So Drake, he talks about I'm kind of a loner. I like to be by myself because, people be fake. They be leeching for the money and people be trying to start shit with me. But then he has 10 features on the album.
Right.
There's a bunch of star-studded features, and I'm pretty sure he'll consider those people as friends, especially Future or whatever.
Yeah.
That's one of his closest friends. He made a whole album with the guy.
Yeah.
For Lord's sake.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing about how I'm chilling, I'm not bothered. I'm comfortable. I'm doing me. I ain't worried about nothing. But then there's 3 songs sending shots at Kanye. So it's a lot of conflicting ideas in that album.
To go off that, he has songs about it where he mentions his son, lines where he mentions his son, and then he talks about getting pussy all day, every day. Come on, dude. I don't know. It's just interesting to me. I thought you would think it's just very here and there content. Which now thinking about it in hindsight I can see that now. It's very here and there. Stuff about I'm all sad, blah blah blah, and in love because a girl broke my heart, and then you have three songs later, way too sexy.
All this
yeah.
And then he has really weird lines in there too. Some really
lesbian girl meal too.
Yeah,
I fucking hate that line.
Yeah.
That line is
that's some shit you say in middle school.
And then he also has a weird line about his son. how long it took for me to get a son like this. Something like that. I don't know, but I don't know. Some Instagram quotes, and then some quotes I definitely would not put on my Instagram captions.
Nah, man, just you know how
shit is publicity stunts for you, nigga.
Yeah.
You know how I would compare them to CLB is kind of it's kind of like a fast food restaurant. You're yo, I know what I'm gonna expect. I'm gonna expect some pretty decent food. It's gonna hold me down for now. This shit gonna slap, but it's not much. It's not 5-star gourmet. Now Donda, I wouldn't call it a 5-star restaurant either, but I would kind of call it a meal. It has a bunch of olives and peas and all that other shit in it. You're what the hell is this at first glance? But then you try it, you're I don't know if I like it. But then as you eat it, you start to appreciate it a little more. You're it's not actually that bad.
Yeah,
that's how I would compare.
The olive goes nice with the chicken in the middle.
So it's a lot going on in that meal. You're just what the fuck? But after you eat it, you're you know what? That was actually pretty good. So, I don't know if that analogy made sense, but
I love that analogy.
Yeah. So that's how I compare the albums, but. As just to conclude Kanye's album, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
It definitely had its issues, but as an overall product, I think he did what he wanted to do, and I'm interested to see what he does from here, and I hope he continues, just experimenting musically and also improves in the execution. And as far as Drake, man, I need something different, man. I honestly wish I heard more different stuff. Like I've heard bangers from you already.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard love songs from you already, and I don't even think there was love songs on this album anyway.
Man.
I've heard that from you already. I've heard the island songs already. There was stuff like that on this album. I've heard all of it. There was not much different other than the fact that he has a son now and he's talking about his son on the album.
Right.
But as far as that, it wasn't much different. So it sucks to say that this might be Drake's ceiling. I really hope this isn't. I really hope he could pull out an album better than this, but this was supposed to be that album that people were like, yo, you know what? Drake is that dude. Like, if you were doubting Drake, listen to this album.
Yeah.
But I don't think that album did that.
Nah. I agree.
But like, with all the points that you stated, it's like, he said quite a lot. So what would be next? If anything, what would be next after that?
That's a big question.
Yeah, because you just said the Islander songs, the drill songs, the love songs, the hype pop songs. Like, what other categories could he expand in that we could legit say he's the fucking man?
Listen,
It's his job to take care of that, and
yeah,
our job to listen.
But like, what is it to expect? Like, he can go and dibble dabble in a bunch of stuff, but
dude, make a rage. I don't know.
just
because you want that nigga to do heavy metal or something.
Just more
90s rap. I don't know.
Just more subject. Just different subject.
Different subject matter. That's a good way to put it.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
I've heard about your son. I've heard about love. I've heard the bangers. I've heard about how much money you have. You have a lot of money, Sir Drake Aubrey Graham.
Tell us a story.
I understand that. Give us a story.
Yeah.
Give us something like that. Talk about I don't know, man.
Throw some analogies in that story that relate to your life.
Like, I don't know.
Just come on. Just don't.
I don't know, man.
No more of this.
Talk about stuff outside of you.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think Drake really talks about anything outside of himself.
That's true.
I wouldn't call him self-centered. He's definitely not self-centered, but for the most part, most of his projects are about him.
Right.
Which is not a bad thing, but just talk about something outside of you. Like, for example, I want to bring up Kendrick real quick, just to make a point. Kendrick has talked about a lot of stuff, and I'm not asking Drake to talk about systematic racism. I'm not asking him to do about that. What the hell you know about systematic racism? He's light skinned, for crying out loud.
He was on the grassy.
But I'm not asking him to talk about systematic racism. But Kendrick talks about that stuff and how it affects his life, and he talks about it in stories. He talks about it outside looking in. He talks about it inside looking out. He talks about that topic because that's what he likes to do, but he kind of brings it in an interesting way. Drake talks about himself. He talks about his money. He talks about all the girls he has. He talks about his son, but it's nothing introspective. It's nothing to make you think, you know what, like, this is he's really saying some stuff.
Kendrick made a whole album about for the Black Panther. Like,
there's nothing on this album that I could take away from it. Whether it's musically, whether it's the subject matter, is nothing I walked away from the album and just thinking about long term.
He didn't expand his horizons with this.
So if I hope there's some more music after that, but I would like different subject matter, just different topics, just something different, man. Anything, you know, I don't know, man. Just this album just was okay to me, and I want more than okay.
All right, we are at an hour 30, so we might want to wrap up.
Yeah. Do you guys have any final points about CLB, Donda, Drake, Kanye, etc., etc.?
No, I mean, I think CLB is easier on the ears first time around. If you're looking for mainstream, go for that. If you want something deep that you can really immerse yourself into, go for Donda. There you go. So that's my final sayings on that.
Drake, just try to step out the comfort zone a little more. Kanye, continue doing what you're doing with that. Experiment quite a little more on that aspect. Y'all, regardless of anything, you guys both did your thing on these albums. not to the liking, but y'all did it.
Oh, and one thing I want to clarify. Just because an album may be more experimental or it may have more messages, that doesn't mean it's inherently better than an album that's less experimental. So I just want to clarify that for people that think, oh, y'all only think Donda's better because it had more sounds. That's not the reason why.
Yeah, no.
Just because you experiment, that doesn't mean it's well. It was the execution.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye, he tried a lot of different things, and for the most part, it was good in execution. But Drake didn't try to switch it up. So that's why we personally believe Donda is the better album. But that does not mean experimental albums are automatically better than albums that aren't. That's not what it means.
Right.
But I would just like both artists to just keep improving. Just Kanye, just, a little better on the execution next time, just kind of tighten up the songs a little bit, release less songs. Drake, just try something new, just try something different, and that's really all I gotta say, honestly.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I guess we're gonna wrap up now. Definitely should. This gonna be a long ass episode.
I'm editing this 2 times, like I'm saving 2 separate days for editing for this.
Yeah, no, I could definitely do some cleanups after you send it to me, of course.
Word.
And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. My brain lagged just now, yo. Yo, my brain just lagged just now.
Yo, this has to be one of the funniest episodes, actually.
Yo, my brain just lagged. What the heck just happened?
Straight.
But
that nigga lagged.
So we're probably dum 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 dum. But yeah, so we're probably gonna have this episode in the stash. What I want to do, I want to set this for premiere. Just let people know that this episode's coming in advance. Let them know that this is gonna be long ass episode.
Yeah.
Bring your popcorn, bring your snack, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But that's it. Yeah. And my remix of Champagne Poetry is gonna be in the description.
Yeah.
O's remix of Yebba's Heartbreak is gonna be in the description.
Yeah.
Our new merch line is gonna be in the description.
Check that.
Our social media is gonna be in the description.
Yeah.
And yeah. So you guys got any final points before you get out of here?
I think we already.
No, thank you if you made it this far. For real.
Yes. I keep forgetting the thank you part. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We all appreciate it so much.
Like, comment,
share with your friends.
subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell for that notification.
Hit the bell.
Please.
Share with your mama, your auntie, your grandma, your friends, your brother's friends, your brother's girlfriends, your brother's ex-girlfriends. I don't care who it is. Just share it with them all, please.
Yeah.
Share.
That's all, guys.
And we are out.
Yep.
Bye.
This is Self-Spoken Law.
I'm OddwOrld.
Brotegé.
And this is the Self-Spoken Podcast. We are out.
Adios, amigos.
What? Peace, y'all. Peace.
You're messing with a soft-spoken nigga. Listen, honey, you will find I ain't tryna waste time. You're messing with a soft-spoken nigga. We could get a little dough, baby, you know how it go. You're messing with a soft-spoken nigga. Treat you like the best, cause you not like the rest. You're messing with a soft-spoken nigga. You're messing with a soft-spoken nigga. Yeah, little mommy, the illest body, she